All right, so moving on to another Patreon request, and this one comes from a new patron, Gluzman, who asked me to do a Warhammer Fantasy AU. So, yeah. Anyway, so once again, as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the second tier. That'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this, and let's get started with the video. So the story is going to be centered around Amity, who in this continuity is a dark elf. And yes, this is Warhammer Fantasy, not Age of Sigmar. So in this continuity, Amity is a dark elf who's been living in Nagaroth, learning magic, and the Blights are an important house in the world of this continuity. The Blights are an esteemed dark Druki house. Thing is, Amity is kind of like, she's never really felt like she belonged here. Like the torture, sexual assault, the horrible things done to other people. Yeah, it's kind of like she always felt like she never belonged here. And the Blight family, basically her mother has been like, you are a Blight, you are a dark elf, and one day the dark elves will, you are destined to be like fighting alongside Lady Marathi and Lord Malekith to take, Ulthuan once and for all and burn it to the ground. But Amity doesn't want that. So one day during one of the dark elves slave ship raids, she leaves Nagaroth, sneaks aboard, and they go back to the across the ocean. And from there, Amity sneaks off and basically pretends to be like she's an elf. The problem is that she didn't really have like a plan. That was kind of the problem, is that she didn't really have a plan in motion for what to do next. She was just like, oh, I'm an elf. She's trying to hide the fact really hard that like her dark magic and also like flesh weaving is all that. She's trying to hide that, but like she's free of her family. She's trying to deny her destiny as a dark elf. But however, during one, she's trying to have. She did bring some coin, but like at the same time, that kind of money doesn't work here. So she's trying her best. But one day at a tavern, when she's like trying to get some food, a group of young adventurers come barging in. That being Luz, Willow, Gus, the trio. This trio of heroes. In here, Luz is a young warrior who who wants to be an adventurer and explorer and all that. She was actually, she grew up in Reichland and all that, and now wants to be a hero. And she was inspired by a great sorceress named Azura, who helped fight the forces of chaos ages ago. Gus is a young sorcerer. He's a young wizard and a practicing illusionist. And Willow in this story is a wood elf who, in here, she basically she left her home after it was burned. After her clan of wood elves her forest was destroyed by orcs. So her fathers were killed by orcs, and she was found by Gus and Luz later on. So Amity meets Luz, and she's like, "Oh, hi. You have an elf among you, but listen, I'm looking for somewhere to go. Can you help me? Like, can you help me find some? Like, I'm trying to find like somewhere else." And it's like, aren't we all? So Luz is like, "You can join our party." And Willow at first is like, "Luz, let me talk to you for a second. I don't know if this is a good idea. Like, it could be, this seems like a really bad idea." But Luz is like, "Nonsense. She's somebody who doesn't have a home. And isn't that what we always are? Is like, we're just a found family?" So Luz agrees, but Willow pulls Amity aside, and she's like, "I know what you are." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm a high elf. I'm from Ulthuan." And she goes, "You are an elf? But you ain't from Ulthuan. I know what you are, Jaruki. So, these are my friends. Gus and Luz may be human and everything, but they are the closest thing to a found family I have left. So if you step out I'm going to trust that you don't want to be what you are. But I've known dark elves. Like, I know, I can smell Malekith's malice on you. So let me make this clear, Dark Elf. We're not kin, we are not, we're not friends, but I'll let you stay because Luz wants you here. But the fucking moment you step out of line, I will put you down. Like, I will, your little, like, defying destiny thing, it ends. Because I care more about them than you. Got it? So Amity's like loud and clear. So now the four are now a party of four who are like adventurers and heroes for hire, looking for, grand adventures and things like that. Problem is, the problem is that they're not good at it. Like, they're all like, they fight random monsters and things like that and go on wild adventures. They're not great heroes, but Luz and Amity do grow closer as time goes on. They're basically like, hey, we're all family here. Like, we're all family and all of that. And Amity's like, don't you have a family to go to? He's like, yeah, my mom is, she lives in Reichland, and we're all good here. And Gus basically explains, like, yeah, her mom's still around, but she was a poor woman, and yeah, it's like she's trying to make money, and send any money we make, it gets sent back to her mom to make sure she's fine. And Gus is like, my family gave everything so I could be part of a sorcerer academy, and I don't have the heart to tell them I got bounced out. Anyway, so everyone is growing close together, but Willow still is hiding the fact that, because Amity begged her not to tell her that she's a dark elf. So as they're continuing on with these adventures, of course, Amity's disappearance didn't go unnoticed, and Odalia sent Edric and Emra across the sea to go bring their sister home. One either alive or at least bring her skin back as a warning to the rest of the Blights. So Emra and Edric are also searching for her and everything else. So we got our family of adventures, and along the way, there's other characters they come across. One being a young paladin named Hunter, who in here he's basically half elf. His father was a dark elf named Belos, and his mother was human. So, Belos was an inquisitor. Belos was an inquisitor who his mom was an elf, but Belos basically said, "Oh, she seduced me," when really he kind of just gave in to temptation himself and killed his mom and tried to make his son a weapon of war, but Hunter refused that. And yeah, now he's just a single warrior out fighting, the forces of chaos. And he eventually joins the party as well. Among other characters, you have from other shows. You have in this story, you have Sasha, who is from Amphibia, who in here she's a Norskin who abandoned Norska. And she has her own party of heroes, such as Anne is another warrior from the Empire of Man, and we have a young librarian, Marcy, who's from Cathay, and the three of them are also adventurers and fighters of evil too. You also have you have Randy, who in this story he was a young boy who was raised in Lustria. He was raised by the lizard men and learned how to fight like them. He is basically one of the best sword fighters and knows all of the tactics of the lizard men, and he uses it to hunt Skaven. He specifically is a Skaven hunter, and dude is so good that even he's killed members of Clan Eshin. He is literally, the master assassins of Warhammer 40. Yeah, Randy is taken out. He said, basically, I've killed 10 of their members, and that's enough to make them nervous. And he even claims that, he once fought Deathmaster Skit to a draw. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of the overview. There's no real story. It's just kind of an overview universe. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this Warhammer Fantasy AU? just comment below, let me know. Once again, I'd like to thank Bluesman for this Patreon request and hopefully continue patronage. And yeah, like I said, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the second tier, that'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, hope you all enjoy this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the multiverse.